Now,
Today, kids, for our tutoring lesson, we will be having a picnic.
what are we going to be learning about?
We will be learning about the Renaissance.
Doesn't that mean rebirth?
When are we going to start?
The Renaissance. We went back in time. And in this new time period, we all have different names. Kevin, yours is Tito. Justin, yours is Nico. And mine is Guido.
I know that the Renaissance means rebirth, but what is the rebirth of?
Well, it was actually the rebirth of classical art and learning.
What kind of art?
There was classical art, medieval art, and Renaissance art.
Can you tell us about classical?
Well, classical artists often valued balance and harmony, and all their works of art were virtually perfect.
Ew, that one's not wearing clothes.
Yes, that was very popular in this time period. Notice how he looks like he was moving, and he was just like stopped. And also notice how his face has no emotion.
What is medieval art and what are the differences?
Okay, so in the medieval art styles, the works of art were clothed, fully clothed most of the time, and they were all for religious purposes.
And what about Renaissance art?
Well, Renaissance art was kind of a mix of both of them. There were all clothed and unclothed. It was used for non-religious and religious purposes, but they were still mostly all symmetrical.
What else did they do?
Well, they also had exchanges of goods and money.
Didn't trade start because of the Crusades?
Yes, correct, my good fellow.
I want to be good, Phil.
Then did they trade as city-states or as countries?
I think they traded as city-states.
Correct, my good fellow.
Tell me more about this Renaissance stuff.
Well, the increase of trade led to a new economy, and people started buying things with coins called florins.
Oh, we use coins today to buy stuff.
I bought a picture today with 1 florin.
There was also a thing called humanism. Humanism is a way of thinking that emphasized your individual dignity.
How'd they do that?
Didn't Patriarch do it?
Yes, he liked to study books and return to his... We're in Florence.
So important about Florence.
It was often thought of as the center of the Renaissance.
What's that big building over there?
That is called the Palazzo Vecchio. It houses the government of Florence.
No, not that one. The one with the big half circle on it.
Oh, that's called a dome. That is the dome of Duomo di Santa Maria del Fiore.
That's a lot of words.
Yes, it is.
What's that painting over there?
Are we gonna go in the
That is
dome?
Botticelli's
Sure,
Adoration
let's
of
go.
the Magi. Notice that the farther things the smaller things look farther away. This is when they first learned about perspective and distance.
I like that one over there.
That is called David. It was made by Michelangelo.
I heard that's the most famous sculpture in the world.
Another famous sculpture by him is Moses, but that one's in Rome.
Who's that guy over there?
That is Dante Alighieri. He wrote a book called The Divine Comedy. He was the first well-known writer to create literature in his known language.
Wow, that's Leonardo da Vinci. I know everything about this guy. Not only was he a painter, but he was a scientist and also figured out the basic human anatomy.
He also figured out the blood circulation of the body.
I already knew that.
What's happening over there?
Those are the Medicis. They are defeating the people who rebelled against the family. One of the most powerful was Lorenzo the Magnificent. Speaking of Leonardo da Vinci, let's talk about the famous people of the Renaissance.
Like who?
Wasn't there Michelangelo?
Yes, he painted the inside of the Sistine Chapel and sculpted the Pieta, which is a depiction of Mary, the mother of Jesus.
What other artists were there?
There was Titian, the Italian painter, and Albrecht Dürer, the German artist.
Wasn't there this guy named Nicholas Copernicus?
You mean the Polish scientist who thought the Earth and other planets traveled around the sun, not the other way around?
Yes, and there's another scientist named Andreas Valesius who dissected human bodies to figure out how they worked.
Who were any of the royal people?
Well, there are two important people who are Isabella I, the Queen of Spain, and Elizabeth I, the Queen of England. Isabella was important because she helped unify Spain and sponsored Christopher Columbus' voyages.
What about Elizabeth?
Oh yeah, she was important because she sponsored theater, fashion, literature, dance, education, and also she worked to strengthen England's economy and she encouraged trade and commerce.
Wait, did you say theater?
Yes, one of the most famous writers for plays was William Shakespeare, who wrote comedies and tragedies.
I remember that he was an actor too.
There was also a writer named Michael Camvarance, who is best known for writing Don Quixote, a story that pokes fun at romantic stories of heroic knights as well as Spanish society. What do you guys remember about the Reformation?
Let's now go to the
I remember that many people started to distrust the church because the selling of indulgences.
Yes, that is correct.
Also, there was a rivalry between Pope Clement V and King Philip IV, but when the Pope moved, the rivalry ended.
Yes, he agreed with Wycliffe. There was also a man called Luther. He nailed a list of 95 arguments to a church door and started his own church. He was then declared heretic by Charles V.
Is that related to the thing called Lutheranism?
Yes, he taught theology.
What is that?
It is the study of religious truth.
Wasn't there also another new religion?
Yes, it was called Calvinism. It was very strict. They believed that it would make them better Catholics. There was another religion called Angelicism made by King Henry VIII.
What did they believe?
They believed that baptism washed away sin and began the Christian life.
That's interesting.
As Protestantism spread, the Catholic Church responded with a program of serious form called Counter-Reformation.
What happened from it?
They formed the Council of Trent that helped fight Protestantism.
This will be the end of our lesson for today.
Aww.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Speaking of Leonardo, hold on, okay.
I just want to look at you.
I'll look past him. Okay.
Stop, Bret. Just stop.
No, you didn't.
He looks like pears and nuts.
Okay, you ready?
If you laugh, I'm gonna punch you.
Okay. Go. Move back. Oh my gosh, it blinked.
Wait, look at this. I'm so goth. Hey, we gotta. Oh yeah, I'm so goth.
Have that in the part.
It's like, yeah, I remember.
Also, there was a rivalry between Pope Clement V and King Philip IV, but when the Pope moved, the rivalry ended.
Does your okay.
Pope 5.
Ended.
Okay.
Don't forget about ended.
Okay, yeah, we have
Jack.
to okay, no.
Put your shirt down.
Discount double check.
We're putting that in the bloopers.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Shut up. You sound like a whale.
Okay. Let's go.
Everyone, let's go.
You want me to?
You're Dora. That's his line.
Oh my god, y'all. No, I should say. Oh yeah.
The explorer.
I'd be like, oh yeah.
Swiping us. Also, there was a rivalry between.
Wait, we need to restart.
Also, there was a rivalry. I can't pronounce that word.
Just keep going.
Rivalry.
Rivalry.
Even if you pronounce it wrong, just keep going.
Also, there was a rivalry. I can't say.
Rivalry.
Just
Also, there was a rivalry between Pope Clement